It is your liver, as your project manager, that is orchestrating the job site. It does the orchestrating of where the breakdown from eating the food goes. Your liver lives under your right rib, and your liver is the only organ in the body that has the ability to regrow. It is the largest internal organ, often called the master chemist, because of the way it is able to break down certain substances, convert certain substances into things that aren't going to harm us. That's why it's also called the master chemist. Hello and welcome back. I'm Barbara O'Neill, and today we're diving into the health of an organ that works tirelessly for you, but one that's often ignored until serious damage is already done: your liver. Here's a shocking fact. Your liver has no pain receptors. That means it could be under extreme stress, struggling to filter toxins, breaking down, and you wouldn't feel a thing until it's too late. The good news? Your liver has an incredible ability to heal itself if you know how to support it properly. In this video, I'll share practical lifestyle changes and powerful foods that can help cleanse, restore, and protect your liver from silent damage. Stick with me, because the health of your liver impacts your energy, digestion, metabolism, and even your hormones. We're first of all going to have a look at what your liver does with the food that you eat. And never in the history of mankind have human beings consumed so many carbohydrates. We've become high carbohydrate consumers. Whether I'm in England or Scotland or Australia or America, high carbohydrate consumers. The most popular breakfast food is cereal. We know it's popular because there's a whole aisle devoted to it in the supermarket. And it's very popular because people don't have to cook. All they have to do is open the packet, pour it into a bowl, pour milk on it, goes like wet tissue paper, it's down the hatch quickly, and they're out the door. Because so many people are going to bed late because of technology usually. And so they wake up with not much time before they have to get out the door and to work, so they want a quick breakfast. Another quick breakfast can be bread, toast. Now, because these two foods don't take you very far, usually mid-morning people are looking for cakes, cookies, donuts, so we'll say cakes, etc. And I know in Australia, Australians love their pies. That's another quick food. And Europeans have introduced us all to pizza, another fast food. Pasta, I don't think there's a home today without pasta in it. But as a child, growing up in the 50s, 60s, we didn't know what pasta was. I don't think it was till probably the mid-70s, when I was in my 20s, that I first had pasta. Also, rice, potatoes. In Australia we call them chips. I think in America you call them French fries. Is that right? And the pure crystallized acid that's been extracted from the sugarcane plant, sugar. Would you agree with me? We've become high carbohydrate consumers, and one of the reasons, I think, is it's just there, it's just easy. And people are so busy today, they don't have time. And that's quick, and it's easy, and it abounds. In the gastrointestinal tract, as we saw last night, all of these foods break down to a singular structure called glucose. And as glucose, it now can be absorbed into the blood. When the glucose gets absorbed into the blood, it goes on the M1 main highway straight to the project manager, the liver. You see, if you're not providing this quick release glucose from the carbohydrates, your liver can convert protein and fat to glucose, and your liver can convert the stored fat back to glucose. That's called gluconeogenesis, creating glucose from the storages. These are the three essential food groups. Whenever you see the word essential, it means body cannot make it, you've got to put it in. As we saw last night, the gastrointestinal tract needs the fibre to sweep it and to stimulate movement. If the colon stops, the body doesn't work long. You've got to get the waste out. But it is in the fibre part of food where you get a concentration of your nutrients. When I was a little girl in the 60s, my mother peeled everything. Everything. Apples were peeled, potatoes were peeled, carrots were peeled. Today we don't peel, do we? In fact, in the potato, it's underneath the skin is the concentration of the highest amounts of nutrients. So fibre is essential. because of the colon and because of the concentration of nutrients. Atkins found that protein was an essential nutrient. Yesterday we looked at the DNA. The new cell is built up from the amino acids, breakdown from the protein. Crosswood bands on the DNA, amino acid, breakdown from the protein. 50% of the membrane around every cell in the body is protein. Now that makes protein pretty important. You cannot heal without protein. Atkins also found that fat was an essential nutrient. Now did you hear that? Essential. 50% of the membrane around every cell in the body, whether you're 100 pound or 300 pound, it's 50% fat. Most people stop fat because of cholesterol. Yep. So I want to show you cholesterol. Cholesterol is made by the liver, and 60% of the cholesterol that the liver makes is made from glucose, and 20% of the cholesterol that the liver makes is made from fat. Now looking at that equation, you can see it's actually not the butter on the bread, it's the bread under the butter that's the problem. Now the theory that cholesterol and saturated fat cause heart disease has never been proven. Did you hear that? And yet everyone's affected by this theory. There's a man called Ancel Keys. He's a medical journalist. And he presented the theory, and in his own words he says, we're still waiting for the research. Is that true, science? Does that mean we have been spun this lie for all these years and there's actually no proof? In his own words, we're still waiting for the research. Now he studied, I think it was something like 25 countries to find proof of his theory. And he had to eliminate the Maasai because the Maasai live on blood, meat and milk and zero heart disease. Did you hear that? So he had to eliminate them. Mind you, they don't live that long. The gastrointestinal tract and other parts of their body can't, it's not a proper nutritional diet. But if saturated fat and cholesterol cause heart disease, surely they'd be the first ones, and yet zero heart disease. He had to eliminate France and the Netherlands because they love their dairy and it's very little heart disease. The countries he chose that appeared to support his theory was actually more what the fat was associated. It wasn't the olive oil in the pasta, it was the pasta under the olive oil. So he chose something like 11 countries that appeared to support his theory. Time magazine about 2 years ago, front page there was a curl of butter and it said, "Butter, why we were wrong on the fat." And it was a 6-page article talking about Ancel Keys and his research and how it was flawed. And yet that is what this theory is based on. Last year we had a young girl, 33, do the program. She said, "Barbara, my cholesterol levels are dangerously high. The doctor said I have to go on cholesterol lowering medication," and she's 33. I said, "What are your cholesterol levels?" 191. I said, "That is not high, that is normal." And what does the doctor say? "You got to go on cholesterol lowering medication or you'll have a heart attack and die." Never should we make a decision on this. What I'm giving you are the facts. She's a PhD nutritionist, trained in university, works with doctors. And she said 40 years ago, under 300 was perfectly normal. Do you know what that means? Today, under 300 is perfectly normal. Got that? And if it's going up a little bit high, maybe you should stop eating fish and get your mercury fillings out. Can you see that? There is a reason. The liver only makes it according to the demands of the body. And so what the doctor does, he puts the person on cholesterol lowering medication. What does that do? That blocks the pathway in the liver that the liver uses to make cholesterol. But that same pathway the liver also uses to make coenzyme Q10. And what's coenzyme Q10? That's your heart protective enzyme. So someone can go on cholesterol lowering medications in the belief that they will prevent heart disease, and they can actually increase their risk because they've now lost their heart protective enzyme. And here are the side effects of cholesterol lowering medication: Alzheimer's, dementia, memory loss, muscle wasting, and they've just added another one, breast cancer. Are you interested? How many people in their 50s, 60s are saying my memory's going, it must be my age, when it's actually their cholesterol lowering medication and their fat-free diet and the mercury fillings in the mouth? Knowledge is power. The only hope of better things is the education of the people in right principles. That's a quote from the little book Ministry of Healing that I mentioned earlier. Excellent book on health. Chemist. Today is your second day of going on the juice fast, and today your liver will go into a different stage of detox. So what's your liver doing today? We're not giving you enough glucose to run on. And so some of your fat stores are getting broken down to release this glucose. And something else is being released. It's your fat-soluble toxins. All through our life, fat-soluble toxins come into our body and they go straight to the liver, and the liver looks at this fat-soluble toxin and says, nasty guy, wrap him up in fat and store him. Then you come to Living Springs Health Retreat. The fat cells get broken down, the fat-soluble toxins once again released. That's why your breath may not be as nice as usual. Your body odor may not be as nice. What you're leaving in the bathroom is maybe a little worse. I was going to say not as nice as usual, maybe a little worse than usual. It's the fat-soluble toxins that you're releasing. And it also explains why this program's often called a detox or a cleanse. Now your liver can't release that fat-soluble toxins. It can't be released out of the body. It has to be broken down to a water-soluble state. And the liver does this in 3 phases. So phase 1 began yesterday on your first day on juices. Phase 1, the liver took this fat-soluble toxin and broke it down to a metabolite. A metabolite basically means first stage of metabolism. Now this metabolite is a lot more complicated than it originally was. It creates a lot of free radicals, and free radicals damage the tissues. It creates a substance that is sometimes 100 times more toxic than it originally was, especially in the case of alcohol this happens, and it is highly volatile. So the comment now usually is, what's the liver doing? It's just created something worse than it originally was. It's a process. And your liver has certain needs at this stage to cope with this highly toxic metabolite. It needs antioxidants. Antioxidants have a nickname. They're called free radical scavengers. Your most potent antioxidants are beta-carotene, and beta-carotene is found in all your green and your yellow and your red and orange coloured vegetables. Notice that the juices we give you are either green or orange or red. So we supply you with high antioxidants. Another antioxidant, and probably the most famous, is vitamin C. I'm not talking about ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is in the calcium lye. Dr. Robert Thompson, he explains ascorbic acid like this. He said it's like the envelope. You get an envelope in the mail with nothing in it, it's useless. And that's what ascorbic acid is, it's the envelope. So when you buy vitamin C, it must be vitamin C containing bioflavonoids. That's the whole C. You'll also, what is also considered the third most important antioxidant is vitamin E. And you are getting your vitamin E at the moment in your protein drinks that has a little coconut cream in it. Also minerals, they're not antioxidants, so I'm going to write them sideways, but they are required at this stage, and vitamin B. So we are giving you a vitamin B supplement. Your liver is your body's primary detoxification system. Everything you consume, food, drinks, medications, passes through the liver first. It filters out harmful substances, breaking them down into forms your body can eliminate. But when it's overloaded, whether from too much alcohol, high-carb diets, or environmental toxins, it can't keep up. This leads to fatty liver disease, inflammation, and in severe cases, cirrhosis. And here's the thing, most people don't realize they have liver issues until significant damage has already been done. That's why supporting your liver isn't just important, it's essential. And the best way to do that is through your diet and lifestyle. Processed foods, refined sugars, and artificial additives burden the liver, while whole, nutrient-rich foods help it function optimally. Increasing fiber intake helps flush out waste, while staying hydrated ensures the liver can efficiently process and eliminate toxins. During a juice fast or cleanse, your liver enters a deep detoxification mode. It starts breaking down stored toxins, flushing them out, and enhancing its natural repair process. This is why some people experience temporary symptoms like fatigue or headaches during detox. It's a sign that the body is actively eliminating built-up waste. But for true lasting liver health, short-term detoxes aren't enough. Your liver needs consistent daily support through proper nutrition. At the end of the day, your liver isn't just another organ. It's your body's ultimate filter, detoxifier, and metabolic powerhouse. And if you take care of it, it will take care of you. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your health is in your hands, and small changes today can lead to incredible transformations tomorrow. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. So, there ends my lecture on which has freed and revolutionized many women and men. Thank you.